friends, and welcome back to the channel. This is Spilling Studio and my name is Sam. We have 7 new ARE practice questions for you, 1 per exam and a bonus question at the end, so stick around. First up is practice management. Which of the following is found by dividing the net revenue of the firm by the cost of direct labor? Net multiplier, break-even rate, current ratio, chargeable ratio. Feel free to pause here to answer. And the answer is net multiplier. The net multiplier is found by dividing the net revenue of the firm by the cost of direct labor. This factor includes benefits, indirect labor, overhead, and profit. A typical value for most firms ranges between 2.7 and 3.0. So, if a firm uses a net multiplier of 3.0 and they are paying their employee $50 per hour, then the client would be billed for that employee at $150 per hour. If you're working at a firm and are able to review proposals, you should be able to find what your firm's net multiplier is. For a lot of government continuing service projects, firms are required to show this calculation within their proposal. The break-even rate is a rate that we don't ever want to be at. It is the total cost of operations divided by the total money spent on direct labor. Firms use this number to determine what to charge the client in order for the firm to break even on the employee's salary. A typical value usually is between 2.3 and 2.5. Chargeable ratio is the percentage of time spent on direct labor compared to indirect labor, vacation, holiday, and sick leave. You may see this number on your timesheet you submit to HR. 65% for the entire firm is considered to be a break-even point. I think our firm tries to have each employee at about 85% per week, and that's if that employee was not, taking sick leave or on vacation. If the percentage is not provided on your personal timesheet, try tracking your own time at work and calculating your chargeable ratio just for practice. Remember, direct labor is time spent working on a project that makes the firm money. Indirect labor is doing anything else, like marketing or even filling up a stapler. The current ratio is the firm's total current assets divided by total current liabilities. This factor is used to determine the firm's ability to meet obligations. A factor of 1.5 or higher indicates a healthy firm. Next up is project management. An architect is designing a new museum located in the center of downtown. The client sent construction documents to their preferred contractor to receive a bid. The bid came back $2 million over budget, and the client cannot afford to provide additional funding. What should the architect do? Send the client an ad service to redesign the museum, adjust the program, scope, or quality at no additional cost, ask the contractor to run their numbers again. Pause to answer. The correct answer is redesign the museum within budget at no additional cost. If the cost of work is higher than the owner's budget, then the owner has a few options. These are listed in AIA document B101. The owner can increase their budget, rebid the project and invite additional contractors to bid, cancel the project, work with the architect to revise the program scope and/or quality of the project, or implement an acceptable alternative. This could be something like the owner deciding to split the project into phases or purchasing the furniture or finishes at a later date. In section 6.7, the architect is only allowed to submit an ad service for additional fees if market conditions fluctuated in a way that could not be reasonably predicted. In all other scenarios, the architect must adjust the project in program, scope, or quality at no additional cost so that the project is within the owner's budget. I have links in the description to a sample PDF of B101 I would highly suggest reading through this. I know contracts are super boring to read, but I promise it's worth it, and it'll really help you with your practice management and project management exams, and a little bit on construction evaluation, so it's really worth the read. Our programming and analysis question is, social distance is considered to be between 6 inches to 1.5 feet, 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet, 4 feet to 12 feet, or 12 feet to 18 feet. Pause here to answer. And the answer is 4 feet to 12 feet. Intimate distance ranges from 6 inches to 1.5 feet. That's usually reserved for your close friends and family. Just think of whoever you would Netflix and chill with, your partner, your dog, etc., etc. Personal distances range from 1.5 feet to 2.5 feet. This is the distance where you keep acquaintances. You know them, but you don't know them. They stay in this range. Social distance is the distance used for communication with strangers, business interactions, and other formal situations. This distance is between 4 and 12 feet. So for this one, think of where you would be standing if you were meeting the Queen. She's definitely not going to let you closer than 4 feet. Public distance is considered to be 12 feet or greater. This is when you are out at a park, in Walmart, or if you're encountering the Grinch. Next up is project planning. Which glazing abbreviation represents passing a fire test for 30 minutes at 450 degrees Fahrenheit? OH, W, T, or D? Pause here to answer. And the answer is T. OH meets the fire window assembly criteria, including the hose stream test of NFPA 257. W meets the wall assembly criteria of ASTM E119. T meets for 30 minutes the 450 degree Fahrenheit temperature rise criteria of NFPA 252. D meets the fire door assembly criteria of NFPA 252. Now for the test, it's rare that you will need to recall specific code sections, but you should have a general understanding of what each category means. OH is fire window assembly, W is wall assembly, T is temperature rise, and D is for fire door assembly. I post new questions every week, so please hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss out on the next video. Now on to project development. Emergency and standby power systems are required to provide electricity for which of the following? Check all that apply. Emergency egress illumination, exit signs, mechanical rooms, smoke control systems, horizontal sliding doors, means of egress elevators. Pause to answer. The correct answer is all of the above except mechanical rooms. If a building experiences a power failure, building codes require efficient lighting so that occupants can safely evacuate the building. Emergency and standby power is required for emergency egress illumination, exit signs, smoke control systems, horizontal sliding doors, and means of egress elevators. The means of egress path must be illuminated. Mechanical rooms are not a means of egress. For construction evaluation, our question is, an architect conducts a site visit and decides they would like to swap paint colors in 2 rooms. The contractor already has the materials ordered and on site. The rooms are the same size and the painter has not started work yet. What should the architect issue? Construction change directive, request for information, supplemental instructions, change order. Feel free to pause here to answer. The correct answer is supplemental instructions. AIA Document G710, Architect's Supplemental Instructions, allows the architect to issue an order for a minor change without the approval of either the owner or the contractor. That is shocking, isn't it? I just think it's good customer service practice to probably tell your client what the change is before you issue it, especially if it's related to appearances like in this question. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this. Also, I've linked in the description a sample PDF of G710 if you'd like to check it out. Construction change directives are used when a change needs to be made right away, but the contractor and owner cannot agree on time or cost required to make the change. Requests for information are covered in AIA Document G716. These can be used by the contractor, the owner, or the architect to request additional information or clarification during construction from one another. Most often, you will see these submitted by the contractor. A change order allows variations to be made to the original contract documents regarding the price, time, or both. They are issued by the owner since the contractor is under contract with the owner, but it is prepared by the architect. The change order must be approved by the owner, architect, and contractor. Now on to our bonus question. Which project delivery method has no competitive bidding, provides early cost estimating and value analysis, and has additional members on the team? Design build, design bid build, construction manager as advisor, bridging. Pause to answer. And the answer is construction manager as advisor. Construction manager as advisor adds a third party to the project. They advise on constructability, provide early cost estimates, create the schedule, assist with negotiation, and provide a guaranteed price. Design bid build is the traditional project delivery method, and it's used a majority of the time. Roles are clearly defined. The owner has a contract with the architect and the contractor, and once the project is designed, it's competitively bid. Now keep in mind, design bid build is the traditional project delivery method. If you get a question on the exam and they don't state which delivery method it is, then it's safe to assume that it's design bid build. In design build, the owner contracts with one entity who does both the design and construction. The contractor is able to provide early input in the design, and the owner receives a fixed price early in the project. Construction time is typically lower than other delivery methods. Bridging combines design bid build and design build. This method has an architect as the project manager who also helps the client develop the project requirements that will then be given to the design builder. The design builder is able to work closely with manufacturers to develop the project with the lowest cost possible. The owner has representation throughout the project, competitive bidding, fixed costs, and a single source responsibility for construction. That's our questions for this week. Remember to check out in the description links for some of the AIA contracts covered in this video. I've also linked some of my favorite study books, so go check those out. Let me know if there's any topic you'd like covered in the next video. And as always, thank you for joining. Please subscribe and good luck on your next exam. You got this.